feelings. We don't need him. Only thing they're good for is leaving. Fuck.
Greetings internet, it's Katie and I'm back again today with a brand new video for you guys. And I actually acquired a bar cart last week. I gifted it to myself for my 22nd birthday because I thought it was kind of like a 22nd classy gift, buying myself a bar cart. This particular bar cart is from Target. Beautiful flower arrangement on top is from my family for my birthday because it was last week, so I'm officially 22 now. Moving up in the world, I'm no longer 21. I feel like for some reason 22 just sounds so much older than 21. Like, I don't know why, but it just kind of does. I'm airing some dirty laundry today of those people who have wronged me in my life. I have gotten an overwhelming number of questions throughout the past few years on this channel. Katie, I have this friend, are they a real friend? Are they a fake friend? How to spot fake friends. I've been kind of hesitant to make a video about it because people do watch my videos from my past, from high school, from middle school, even from college. People definitely watch my videos here at college. So I've always steered myself away from doing this video because I'm kind of afraid of exposing people. I have had a great deal of fake friends in my life. I heard this quote once: the thing that you're most afraid to write about it. So by the same token, the things that I'm most afraid to talk about, I decided I'm just gonna, say fuck it and talk about it. So that is what I'm doing today. Throughout my life, I found it difficult to not only identify fake friends, but to figure out what to do once I realize they're fake. And a lot of times, I kind of have an inkling that a friend of mine or a group of friends of mine, really aren't friends with me for the right reasons, aren't really solid friends, maybe not really very good people. And, out of fear of being alone, I've stuck around with those people and kind of clung to those people and just hoped that maybe, someday they would become non-fake friends and they would see my true worth and actually value me as a person. In high school, for example, there was a friend group that I was so desperately wanting to be a part of. Now it sounds so silly thinking about it, but I was so desperately wanting to be in this particular friend group. And, I kind of was for a little bit thrown into this friend group and kind of was a part of it, kind of clinging to the coattails, not the curtails. Coattails? I think coattails. It took me a while, but I realized that these people were using me. I think as humans, we just so desperately want to be a part of something. We want to be loved. I've talked about this so many times on my channel. Like, we just so desperately want to be loved and want to be accepted, and there's nothing wrong with wanting to be loved. Like, how dare you, want to feel affection from other people, that aren't your boyfriend or girlfriend, just friends. Like, how dare you want to have friends? No one's ever said that. No one ever will say that. My mom tells me this all the time, you will meet so many people in your life. There's no need to stick around and really root yourself in a place that you don't belong, because you're going to be thrown into so many social situations in this world. You have the potential to meet so many people. And so for that very reason, you should not be afraid to walk away from the people that no longer suit you. Beyond that, identifying a fake friend. How can you identify someone who does not have your best interest at heart? Like, how can you tell? Like I said, I feel like a lot of times we're blinded by the idea of having someone else, and not necessarily like a partner, but just having someone else in our lives that we can vent to, that we can lean on when things get hard, having another person. And, like in Grey's Anatomy, Meredith Grey's like, you're my person, And I feel like that is something that everyone wants. Like, everyone wants that best friend, that maid of honor. Everyone wants that person in their life. How do I identify my friends as good friends? How do I identify my friends as not good friends? I have kind of a little breakdown of how to identify a fake friend. It kind of all boils down to a few things. First of all, do they make time for you? Do they go out of their way to spend time with you? Make sacrifices sometimes to spend time with you. Obviously, distance makes things hard, and I think you can definitely have a really strong friendship with people who don't live near you. I have so many great friends from home that don't go to my college that I'm still extremely close with because we make time for each other. We visit each other. We went to Vegas together the other month, and we just make time for each other. I think that's like the first huge thing, is making time for each other. That being said, they make time for you and do things with you that don't benefit themselves. In my fake friendships, especially the ones that I kind of had freshman year of college, I did mention in another video that I didn't really have the most solid friends freshman year. Granted, I had great friends, but some of them I definitely identified as being, not the most genuine friendships that I could have had, and I was kind of dumb and, the naive freshman and just kind of went along with it. And, nothing against those people. Like I said, I just feel like they weren't genuine friendships, and I really think the reason why they weren't was because a lot of times I would spend time with these people. It would only be if it benefited them. We'd go out together at night if they could hook up with this guy, or if I could do their makeup, if I could edit their Instagram photos, and like stupid shit like that. Like, it was always a one-sided hangout. You gotta meet each other halfway. I think that's such a big deal in a friendship or a relationship of any sort, meeting each other halfway. And not doing things selfishly. You should be hanging out with this person because you want to, and you want their company, and you want to spend time with them and ask them about their life and talk to them and, you know, hang out with them and whatever, and not just because you want to get something out of it. And when you're spending time with this person or these people, are they really listening to you? You know, are they actually hearing what you're saying and contributing to the conversation? Or, you know, as soon as you open your mouth, they kind of like go on their phones or like, or make fun of you or kind of ridicule what you're saying. And in these situations, and when you're spending time with these people, do you feel comfortable talking about, you know, the exciting things in your life? Granted, there is a balance. You shouldn't be talking about yourself all the time because that is kind of a red flag of being a fake friend. But, you know, I think it's important that you should be able to share the exciting things in your life with your friends and not be afraid of what they're going to say. And, you know, I think a really big red flag of a fake friend is someone who isn't happy for you when you succeed. I've had friendships where I don't feel comfortable, you know, sharing the beautiful things that have happened to me in my life because I feel like they don't care. You know, you should be with a group of people or with a friend that you know cares and you know you can talk to about things that are exciting in your life just as easily as the things that aren't exciting. Probably the biggest thing that I've experienced in terms of fake friends, maybe early college, but mostly high school, I feel like some of my fake friends would embarrass me in front of other people, particularly guys. It was kind of like an everyday sort of affair where my friends would completely throw me under the bus, you know, for their benefit. Oh, this one thing that Katie did was so funny. And I kind of thrived off of being the funny, ridiculed friend because I was so afraid of losing those people that I kind of put up with it and I just accepted that I was going to be the one that was always thrown under the bus. And you know, it's kind of absolutely depressing thinking about it that I put up with that because I was so afraid of losing these friends. You know, I was like, okay, I'll be the funny one. I'll be the one that people make fun of. You know, I'll be the one that shrinks for other people's comfort. Like that will be me and I'll just put up with it because at least I'll have these friends in my life. It's funny because now I run into these people who I considered to be my friends who clearly did not care about me. And you know, it's actually crazy because they do apologize for treating me like that. And it's crazy though how it took how many years, you know, for that to happen, for that apology to, you know, materialize. And you know, it's because I never demanded an apology. Like I never consciously was like, you guys are horrible friends to me. I kind of just sunk out of view and was like, okay, I'm just gonna stop spending time with these people and kind of did the whole lone wolf thing until I found a new friend group of people who towards the end of high school were my complete support group. Early high school I really clung to that one group and found that it wasn't really working for me. And instead of, you know, being like, guys, you guys are horrible friends to me, or like, why do you do this to me, and confronting it, you know, because I didn't have, you know, I didn't have the chutzpah to do it. That was kind of my fault too. You know, yeah, I had these people who weren't really genuine, but I also didn't do anything to let them know that they were being fake friends so then they can go on and do it the same thing to someone else in college. And I really do regret not doing anything about it, but at the same time, I don't think I was strong enough as a person to do that. You know, it's really hard to tell people that they're fucking you over. I feel like most of the time they don't even know that they're doing it. You don't need to force yourself to be friends with certain people just because you're afraid of being lonely. Like I feel like when one door closes, another door opens. And I feel like that's so the case with friendships, at least for me. The friends I have now, I'm gonna carry with me for the rest of my life. And you know, I would not have these friendships if I was still rooted in that one group that fucked me over. You know, I realized that it was just so easy for me to leave, and they didn't care. They didn't seem to care that I wasn't coming to things anymore, that I wasn't, you know, texting them to hang out, that I wasn't around. And I realized that, you know, maybe that was the biggest red flag of all, that I could so easily leave this friendship and they wouldn't fight for me and they wouldn't, you know, be like, Katie, like, is everything okay with you? You know, I think that's a really big problem in our society. Is like when people kind of fade out of view, we almost are like, oh, they're probably fine, they're probably okay. But secretly I was miserable and I was sad and I was lonely. And it would have meant the entire world to me if one of these people had reached out and was like, hey, is everything okay with you? It's sad because you should not have to fight for people to be in your life. You should not have to fight to be included in a friend group. Friendships are supposed to be so easy and so meeting each other halfway. Like relationships are, you know, crazy and all the hormones and whatever, and like that's a whole nother jigsaw puzzle. But I feel like friendships, you know, your girlfriends, your guy friends, whoever you choose to be friends with, those people, it's supposed to be easy. Oh, let's go get pizza, let's go do this, like let's just sit in my bed and talk, or literally sit in the same room and text each other. That to me is what a friendship should look like. It shouldn't be you wondering every single day if that person actually cares about you. It shouldn't be you wondering if you're being too much for that person. You know, you're gonna be too much for some people and those aren't your people. And you know, chances are those people are your fake friends. You know, exhibit A, fake friend. If they think that you're being too much. You know, people should support you no matter what if they're your friends. And there's gonna be days where we get sick of each other. You know, that's a given. Like there's days that I get sick of my friends and they get sick of me. And just because you have a bad day with one friend doesn't mean they're a fake friend. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, has to be a majority of the time sort of scenario. You know, majority of the time, they don't care about me. And the sad thing is sometimes, you know, once in a blue moon, this fake friend will kind of give a glimmer of caring, a little ounce of caring, like one little gesture, and you think, oh my God, they're not a fake friend, and you focus so solely on that one thing that they did that you forget about all the things that they didn't do, and all of the effort that they didn't put in, and all of the times that they made fun of you in front of people and did not care about your happiness and your success. But the strongest, most courageous thing that you can do for yourself is walking away from things that no longer suit you. You know, because these days, no one's gonna pick you up and carry you away from this source of toxicness in your life. You know, no one's gonna pick you up and carry you out and hold your hand. You have to make the conscious and very adult decision to walk away. If you guys have identified with any of the things I've said in this video, you know, maybe are like, damn, like I have some fake friends. The first thing you gotta do is kind of distance yourself and see what happens. Don't go out of your way to spend time with them or something, and see if they're like, hey, like, is everything okay with you? Hey, like, are we good? Hey, like, whatever. And that will prompt a conversation. And that's your chance to be like, dude, do you even care about me at all? And if they clearly don't give a shit, then, you know, pack up your belongings and move on, because they're not worth ruining yourself over. Do not shrink yourself for other people's comfort, because you will only end up disappointed in yourself. So that is it, everyone. I hope so deeply, I wish I could like reach through the camera and grab you. I want you to experience a real, true friendship. And, you know, the first step is realizing that you're not in a good friendship, you know, taking the steps to see if they care, you know, distancing yourself, and then step 3 is walking away, ultimately, if it's not a real friendship. If they're not putting in the same amount of effort that you are, then they're not a real friend. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys want me to talk about next, and I'll see you guys all next time. Bye!